ignore this. In fact, what do I got? We got workout equipment and notes and control. You know what? Forget it. We're not even gonna mess with it. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Okay, so we're gonna be starting here in just a second, as in starting, as in, you know, I'm gonna be running. I just want to make sure audio is good, and I want to make sure that I can see any comments if we pick up any viewers. I don't know if we're picking up any viewers, but we haven't done one of these videos in a while. Last week I was dealing with depression, which we have a video series coming on that, because it was asked of me by a few different people to do a video series on that. And what I want to do, what happened was that the videos were just going really long. I obviously had a lot to say on the subject, and I didn't want to put out an hour-long video in one sitting, because it deals with different things, right? When we're talking about depression, you have to talk about, or mental, you know, well-being in general. You have to talk about how to approach it, or how I see it, right? I'm not a professional, can't give advice. And then how I deal with it, how I experience it, etc., etc. So I wanted to break those up, and we're gonna have a video series on that soon. But I'm working on a project. Where are we at? Where do we need to go? But I'm working on a project right now that I'm really digging on, that I really feel good about, and that's where my focus is. So kind of all the social media is being put onto the back burner. Put on the back burner for about, I don't know, two months maybe. I'm trying to get a project done by November. I don't know if I'll make it by November, but that's definitely what I'm trying to get done. And if we can get that done, I think you all love the project I'm working on. I think it'll really benefit a lot of people. I'm really excited about it, but have to make that happen first. So let's see. I don't even remember where we left off. It's been such a long time since we've done one of these videos, so we'll just jump in. Again, chat's open. Yeah, chat's open, so if you have questions and actually, I should move that to where I can actually see it and not have to mess around with it. Oh, there we go. That actually works really well. Cool. Alright, where are we at? So, the point, let's just do this real quick, because again, it's been a while. The point of these videos is Jediism versus our fictional Jedi, basically, and we go through it with the idea of real Jedi philosophy, the philosophy we've created over the past 20 years or so in the Jedi community, versus our fiction, the things that inspired us and the things that made us want to call ourselves Jedi. And then we are challenging those. There will be disconnects at times, I can promise you that. And then there's other times where, you know, it flows perfectly. But enough of my blah blah blah. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Padawan Fia sends her regards, and this holo recording.
Chobod I kafu anchawa. Chopting wampala hagwa doi biska.
I go with the don't ask me, because, I mean, fictional or real life, any sort of racism goes beyond me. It's just dumb. Why don't judge a book by its cover? Isn't that like a kindergarten?
I haven't the slightest notion.
It's a kindergarten thing.
Uka ubiziki dan. Oi grani tampio dume donkey. Cha kulka dumaji tahus hagwa upa. Crispa doe kanki kunke gupa. Do bataji moi atima.
What happened to the rest of the droid's parts?
Noi kuchusu yo mata chi pompota. Ki mada tamta chi rule ya? Noe ayuya tia chavupa. Tinka dwana che mai chuba. Achuna, quabo nuta dubita.
What kind of damage can these droids do to people?
Ja koga huta pawada o bambaula. Ki fa gutai oto India. Ji wom tahumpa mulira wata wompa. Ji wom tahumpa mulira wata wompa.
A lot of these
Chotopa bubanda bakawanki.
we're not
Ne
gonna
umpi
get a whole
bedwana
lot,
ni
I
bobo
think,
chopa
of
uma. Ne
Jedi
umpi
philosophy
bedwana ni bobo chopa
going on.
uma. Dwarawanki
I'm
wataya
thinking about
tugaloka.
keeping it just
Kili
in story.
watabunki
I think we're
donko
just gonna do
patoga loda.
storyline quests once we're done with Tython, because yeah, you know what? Actually, after this, let's see. But I need to let me take care of that. That's what Jedi do.
I'll get
right?
those samplings
Help
for you
out.
in no time, Master Talin.
Yiliska chanaga bumpa komchinka.
Especially help out our fellow Jedi.
Wonka tuske uwana wa. Zuzaneko higa danoila. To chananga e ma chai.
Yunales kachananga wachikospa ini kontinka.
So oftentimes in the Jedi community, I use the known example of crabs in a barrel, and that's the idea that the reason you could put crabs in a barrel is because they pull each other down instead of getting out, instead of supporting one another. And in the Jedi community, you can see that at times, especially for people who are trying to get rank in position, like council member or administrator, things like that. But really, the Jedi path is, especially both fictionally and non-fictionally, the path is about helping each other, especially your fellow Jedi. So that is core. It's important. Focus on it. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the master Datacron, whatever, get my character to max level, so we can just play the storyline here, so we can really focus in on Jedi ideals and philosophy. Again, the reason why it's been a while since I've done one of these videos outside of me putting way too much on my plate recently is, oh man, I forgot to that the audio really wasn't working. So I'm not perfect, and when something's really like that, like the issues that we were having, it was bothering me. I want to deliver at least a semi, tolerant product. I don't want people to be having to work through static or having to work through clicks or anything like that. So if the audio is like still having issues or whatever, let me know. We can continue to work on it. And then I guess during this time, if you have questions, we did a Q&A last time we did the live stream with the contest, for the pin. So, if you have questions, we can discuss those. Wow, dang it, I keep running away, not doing this quest properly. Sidetracked. I am really not a multitasker, apparently. I cannot talk and chew gum. That's probably not the best Jedi trait. Multitasking, probably a Jedi thing, for sure. But I've never been good at it, so focusing on one thing at a time is more my deal. Why do you care? You don't. But I need to kill airtime while we do this. audio quality is good, but it is difficult for me to hear your voice while you're fighting or in a conversation with an NPC. Yeah, that's me being. That's me being. Me. We'll just turn down the volume. Nah, that's not even what I need to. We'll just turn down the volume. You don't need the volume. I mean, I don't know. It adds to it, I suppose. But I suppose I could just turn it down to a thing. I'm not going to mess with it. I'll mess with it some other time. Try to get it right. For now, no volume. If that's annoying, because it's just me breathing into a mic and talking at you. Dang it, I did it again. Let me know. Let me know. So if the audio is okay, if my voice is coming through clear enough, you know, with the background, with the game volume turned off, okay, good. That's good enough, right? That's what we want. Each of these episodes, we'll play with it again. You know, we'll try to find that perfect balance between audio quality and game audio. The thing is, I really don't watch Twitch or game streamers or any of that, so I'm really, and I should for research purposes, you know, there is no ignorance, there's knowledge, and I should, just so I can get an understanding of how it's usually done, how the people who know what they're doing, you know, do things. But it's just, it doesn't hold my interest. As I said, my plate's pretty full right now. Adding in new stuff is not something, and it just not something that holds my interest per se, generally because I'm looking for philosophy, I'm looking for application, I'm looking for dissection of that. And as cool as it is to like watch, you know, celebrities, you know, play games and talk to them and things like that, like Freddie Prinze Jr., you know, is a big streamer, and I've watched a couple of his videos, and that's always fun. But again, I just have too much I have to do with my time to really devote to that. Somewhat of an excuse, but still, there it is. That's what we're dealing with. Also, we got to figure out a good time for all this. You know, I know afternoons on a Friday probably not the best time for most people, and so we need to work out a decent time for that. But with my work, these are generally the days I have off. I generally have Fridays off, and so I have to work with that. All right, what do we got here? Alright, so these guys have not spoke the entire time, and the idea, especially when you first come in, if you remember when we first start, the idea the Jedi Master tells you is that they shouldn't even be able to hold weapons. Like, they're aggressive, but they can't work blasters, they're not sophisticated. So the fact that they're speaking would be a surprise, because the knowledge you've been given up to this point is that these are just violent creatures rather than sentient beings, which is always a mistake in my opinion. You should always assume animals are smarter or as smart as you. It's just my opinion. I work with dogs and animals, and you can project a lot of human motive to them, which is usually incorrect, but they are definitely intelligent creatures. But violent, for sure. Attacked out of nowhere. Okay, let's see what these Jedi have to say about it. That's one of the things in the Star Wars universe that I've kind of been sad about, with the new Star Wars, like almost all of it, like from Rogue One all the way to the new trilogy, is that we haven't gotten a lot of different races, you know, really brought in. I think you're missing an opportunity there. It won't be on the way of the light side. I mean, potentially, right? Aggressiveness, aggression, lack of control, very primal. And I don't know, I guess primal's not really quote unquote light side, especially in the fictional universe. Of course, in the real world, we really don't have that kind of dichotomy. We use light and dark as more poetic terms, but so it's always difficult to say on that. But yeah, so let's see where we go. What does Kira have to say? You made short work of this bunch. You ever leave survivors? I always try. It's actually in professions that deal with a lot of death or violence, like police officers, firefighters, things of that nature, always tend to have not always, but like tend to, generally speaking, have a dark sense of humor. And because if you can't, you have to look at the world, you know, same with people who deal with a lot of things. If you have to look at all these things on a daily basis, you have to kind of develop, you know, some sort of way of coping with it. And it's usually humor. Humor is a good coping mechanism most of the time. Sometimes, right? Let's like not all the time. You can't be flippant all the time. Sometimes you got to get serious about things. But Master Orgus was right. These natives are more advanced than we realized. I mean, that was obvious from previous. They're learning how to fight us. Yeah, but not on their own, right? Like, it's not on their own. You don't just magically learn. So, anyways, all right, let's on someone else's order. There we go. Yeah. Again, we'll work out the audio here. Maybe we'll get these voices back and I can just shut up while they're talking. Good plan. And if they come back, alright, so I mean, we still don't have a lot of people watching. I don't know. Again, if you have questions, game related, Jedi related, whatever, Q&A is always open. It's what we do, right? And that way it's not just, hey, I'm running around. I do have the chat open. Didn't always, but whatever. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to research on live streaming games. Probably gonna have to catch people's stuff, just so get an understanding of what the heck I should be doing, right? Or have topics ready to go. I could talk on, well, no, I want to save depression, the depression series for. That should be candid. You shouldn't have to sit through. You shouldn't have to sit through gameplay videos to get that. Again, I want it really pointed. That's why I'm breaking it up to about 5 videos, because there's about 5 different things. And no, it's not just because I have a thing with 5s. There's about five different topics on depression that I've broken it into, that I really want to talk about, that I really want to discuss, and I think they need, their own time. And that way we're not missing out on. You don't have to like sit through all that nonsense. Again, I couldn't even edit the videos when I first when I was looking to get the videos out on depression. They ended up being all over the place and things of that nature. And again, it was like a lot of rambling. Not like, oh, I don't know what to say, but that I had a lot to say. I view depression and all of that in a different way than a lot of people, I think, or than the mainstream views it. Maybe. I don't think it's something to be lamented. I think that's like a waste of time. I think it's pointless to be depressed about being depressed. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of your product. It's not something that you have direct control over. It's not like you chose depression to be a part of your character stats, right? Like you weren't like, oh hey, I'll while I'm making my character, I'll add in a spice of social anxiety and a healthy dose of depression. That way it makes life interesting. But we'll get into all of that with the videos. And of course, we're still going to be continuing the Jedi Circle series. We're on equality is the next, or equity rather. Equity is the next video that we'll be doing. But again, I'm not sure when that's coming out. I really want to focus on this project that I have. I'll be doing that when we're done. When I'm done here, we'll be doing that the rest of the way. So. Well, you all one of you, or whatever, whoever's watching, are boring. You have no questions. Killing me over here. No discussion going on in the chat. Shame on you, Jedi. For shame. Built for war 20,000 years later. War makes not one great. Force wars. I really support the Jedi view. Jedi realist? Jediism? Jediist? I don't know. The Jedi view that we don't have a dichotomy, that we don't work off of this light and dark principle. We did way back in like 1999. Way back. But in 1999, very much the dichotomy was alive, and there was light Jedi and dark Jedi and Sith and all this other shadow Jedi and all this other unnecessary nonsense that worked because it was more based off the fiction than actual experience of living by the Jedi philosophy. And once you start living by the philosophy, you learn different things. You learn how, and you start doing meditation. You start doing your Jedi studies, and you just start experiencing life as a Jedi, as in general. You just start experiencing life. You realize that light and dark is not a thing so much. There are extremes where you can definitely put people in those categories, but those are extremes. That's not life in general. And even when you go to the extremes, even you go to extreme examples, there tends to be gray areas within there. Now, this is not an excuse for gray Jedi. I mean, you want to role play that, be my guest, but it's especially fictionally speaking, but in real life, there's like, that's just not how the Jedi operate. We just don't operate off of a dichotomy. I always go with questions, or not always, but I tend to go with questions because, again, I think I've talked about this in previous videos, where it's about asking questions, gaining knowledge. That's the Jedi way. You know, there is no ignorance, there is knowledge. So. Alright, I think that's probably going to be our last sidetracking quest. I think from now on, we will absolutely, oh my god, Calicori Village, rather. We'll be just doing storylines. We will just be doing storylines. That way we can focus in and really discuss. It can really be Jediism versus, you know, Star Wars: The Old Republic. We have to focus in for that, though, right? I mean, as much as I enjoy the game and playing all the quests, that's just, I think for streaming purposes and the purpose of these videos, just not necessary. So we'll keep it to that. Of course, if you disagree or agree or whatever, you can say so in the chat. You can be involved. You can participate. This isn't just me talking at you, hopefully. Again, time is weird. We'll work on it. Maybe a later time. Maybe we'll do something at night, after work kind of thing. We'll see. I don't know. Weekends maybe might be good for people. I don't know. We'll play with it. We'll see what happens. Flesh Raider who used the Force. That is correct. Sorry for bringing bad news. Not your fault, buddy. That's not how any of that works. I know people like that. Apologize for, oh, sorry I brought you bad news. That is not the messenger's fault. Don't apologize for the world being what it is. It's not your place to shoulder that burden. Bingo was at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant when the Sith destroyed it. Somehow he survived. It's impressive all on its own. It's always tough. See, this is why I have voices, because I'm sitting here reading. I'm not talking. Sorry. Just hit the mic. Whatever. We'll work on it again. We'll work on it. always think always is the answer there. Always up for a little Jedi work. All right. That is next. Okay. So what I am going to do is I'm gonna leave it there. We are gonna go back. We're gonna chill out in the cantina. I'm gonna leave it there just because I wanted to check in. I wanted to let everybody know we're still doing these videos. I wanted to test the new microphone and audio and make sure things were going well. Seems to be. Adjustments will be made, but I think that's what we're going to be doing. And then I'll look to get these videos a little bit more regularly, right? I don't know what kind of schedule exactly, but I definitely want to keep these videos going. But they are part-time. They are. First we have Jedi Circle series, then we have, viewer requests, or it usually goes viewer requests, Jedi Circle. Our meditation series still needs some new videos, and then then of course all of these are kind of being put behind the priority of my project, which I'm still not gonna reveal just yet. I do have a reveal coming, but I want to make sure that I have everything going, that the time frame's kind of working out, because I have a certain date I really want to get this project done by, and again, I think it's a good one. I rarely say that about my projects, but I really feel good about this one. So that's that. Thank you for joining me for, I don't know, 3 people who did, the 2 people, I don't know. Thank you for joining me. Again, you can leave comments and all of that, and let me know how the audio was, and any thoughts, suggestions, whatever. Okay? May the Force, I've got to make sure. May the Force be with you, by the way. Now I'm going to try to end this thing.